Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sanch, your host here on the Bodybuilding News Network. Welcome back to another installment of Bodybuilding Today, where we talk about all things hot topic and trending in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. John Jewett and Hassan Mustafa off-season physique updates. If you're interested, stay tuned, as well as James Hollingshead getting ready for the Arnold Classic 2024, about 9 weeks out, and a fun conversation about what it would look like to see Chris Bumstead versus Hadi Choopan at the 2024 Mr. Olympia. So if you're interested, stay tuned. If you want to subscribe and help retire my parents in 2024, definitely hit the subscribe button. Moving into Hadi Choopan, we have a very, very quick back double bicep shot from Hadi Choopan and his team over there with Hani Rambod. And what I think is most exciting about Hadi Choopan getting ready for this Arnold Classic is I've talked about it before, but we genuinely have not seen Hadi Choopan get on stage outside of the Mr. Olympia since 2019, where he won the, I believe it was the Vancouver Pro, and that qualified him. And ever since then, he's been in the top five. And back in the day, it was top five was qualified. So I'm super, super excited to see him continue to perfect his physique and continue to improve on the conditioning. Kind of the same thing we talk about with Antoine Vaillant, who's getting ready for the show. I'm sure we'll talk about him tomorrow. And both of those gentlemen, they're really getting ready at a perfect rate. And I think that is going to give us the best versions that we've seen of these guys in recent history. You know, Hadi, a lot of people said Hadi was off at the last Olympia. I don't know if I agree with that, but we're definitely going to get to see the better version of him, or possibly the best. John Jewett in his off season, and if you are a fan of bodybuilding, ladies and gentlemen, you are a fan of John Jewett. This guy is a 212 top 4 Mr. Olympia competitor, and now a top 2 Legion Sports Festival Men's Open bodybuilding competitor. This guy is so exciting to see develop and transform. I'm excited to see what he brings in 2024. I talked with him in the chat, and he would be interested in an Arnold Classic invite, maybe in 2025, but overall we're looking at him 11 weeks in his off season in these physique updates. As we transition through the 3, he's in his 11th week, looking at 241.4 pounds, and now that he is an open competitor, it doesn't really matter. So I think with him and his expertise and prowess in training and nutrition and supplementation, I think this guy is going to be winning pro shows in 2024. Now, shout out to muscleworldx, no spaces, on this fun comparison between Hadi Choopan and Chris Bumstead. Now, I'm going to say it right now for those of you that are confused. Chris Bumstead will retire on stage. I'm going to tell you this now. I'll put money on it. This guy is not going to retire like Ian or like any other bodybuilder. He's not going to go out in question. He's not just going to stop competing. This guy is he's going to retire on stage. And I would be excited to see him do the Open versus Hadi. That would be fun to see. Of course, let me know your thoughts on that comparison and what you expect out of those two. Now, James Hollingshead, a quick update from him because we did talk about him a couple days ago, looking even more impressive. He didn't really give any updates or any kind of information in this physique update, but he essentially just did a most muscular, dropped it in the chat, and he's like, all right, this is what's up, guys. And you can see people like the Arnold Sports Festival saying the shed with a fire emoji. Michael DeBoule talking about, this guy looking incredible. I think even Brett Wilkins was saying we're all in for a treat. And I'm going to say we could be seeing the best version of James in just 9 weeks. And finishing up this video, please consider subscribing and helping me retire my parents in 2024 with the ad revenue from YouTube. Hassan Mustafa, big fan of this guy. He's been really repping our brothers and sisters suffering over in Palestine. So I really do appreciate Hassan Mustafa. And I'm also looking forward to seeing what he has planned for in 2024. This guy is really in shape. And you have to think, the next show that this guy could jump into is the 2024 New York Pro. And I'm not going to say that is outside the realm of possibility for Hassan Mustafa. This guy is a freak. He's a young gentleman. He's a year younger than me. He's 29 years old, and he has all the muscle in the world that he needs to continue to win pro shows. And that is honestly probably going to be that's probably going to be my prediction. Is I think Hassan's going to try to qualify early in 2024. I know if he's still working with Chris Aceto, Chris has mentioned that this guy is just really hard to bring down, really depleted and really lean, and really bring crazy conditioning to the point where they're not even doing any carbs in their diet. They're essentially doing like a keto version of a diet, trying to get this guy sucked down for stage ready weight. And he's still just growing like a weed, and still just the body just holds on to everything that he's got going on. And it's really shocking for me. It's confusing for me. I mean, if I was essentially no carb, I guess today technically I'm no carbs, just doing meat and eggs was my diet for today. So I only did 2 meals. Yeah, hopefully I hit the caloric requirement for gains. But Hassan Mustafa is just going to be one of these guys that we're going to continue to see improve year in, year out. He's very young. He has all the muscle in the world. And really all we're waiting for is to see him. For me, I would say I'm waiting for him to improve in symmetry. I'm waiting for him to find a way for that midsection to get sucked in just a little bit more. And then overall, just maybe add a little bit of width in the back department. He has a lot of density, a lot of bubbly 3D muscle in the back, but I would like to see more width, if you know what I mean. I'd like to see a little bit more of that Phil Heath width. Or even someone like Blessing Awodabu has a really wide back. So those are the physique updates. That's the news for today. Consider subscribing to the Bodybuilding News Network for news updates on the daily, like what you've seen today. Consider subscribing and helping me retire my parents in 2024 with ad revenue from YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next video tomorrow.